Ciao everybody! This video is about a week later than I was anticipating, but I have been without internet or cell service for like 4 days. You'll find out why in the next video. It was a pretty crazy adventure, in fact. You will not want to miss it. And also I've been having some issues with my laptop. But now, finally, I can officially welcome you to my temporary home of Maciova, Romania. The family I'm staying with, the Apopis, are lovely and hilarious, and I love them very much, and I already feel like one of their own. The 3 children all have way more personality than they know what to do with, and we're having a blast. I mentioned before that the parents, Marius and Adriana, were in Atlanta last month, and we all flew back to Romania together. We weren't on the same plane, but we met in the airport and all drove down here together. And so this is what greeted us when we finally arrived at their home. It says, "Welcome home, Mama and Daddy. We love you so much." I knew right away that I'd picked a great family to stay with. Marius is the pastor of the local church here, and he is a force of nature. Just try to imagine the most cartoony caricature of a big gypsy man playing the accordion with bare feet and making everyone smile. And that's Marius to a T. And Adriana she's this stereotypical cool aunt that, like, you know, sneaks you candy when your mom's not looking. She has such a great sense of humor, and I love spending time with her. But more importantly, she teaches Roma language and history in the village school. And here she is now to tell us a little bit about the history of our village, Maciova, or more specifically, the little sub-village where we are, called Maciova Colonie.
In 15th century, the gypsy from Maciova was brought here by the richest man from the area. We call it boyer, and he brought it here for working the fields. It was like 7-8 families of them. They didn't live actually in the same place like now. They lived in a forest, in some mud house. Beside agriculture, they also was singers. So this was their main job. Yeah, they still keep it. Music.
All right, and what else? How did they come to live where they are now?
The Romanian families was really mean with them during the nights and in the winter time. They went in the forest, they threw stone and burned the houses. And because of that, another person from the nearest village called Peștere or cave give to those families give a piece of land to build another houses and somehow to be separated from them. And also they stood in on his land. They not belong now to the richest man from Maciova who brought them, but they built houses on other property. So somehow they was safe on that, and those houses are where Maciova Colonie is now. But also it seems like it's at the edge of Peștere. You know, it's on the side of Peștere, it's outside of the village, but also it's outside of Maciova. It's at the border. Oh, and even so, we had cases when a gypsy lady from Maciova get married with a Romanian from Maciova.
Huh.
But they didn't want to live in the Romanian village. It's not the government policy to be separated. But even I'm coming back to this family. They didn't want to live between Romanians. We like in our place. We come back and forth. The relations are good now, but we still like to be with our own.
So now that we have some of the cultural context of the village, we can keep that in mind as we're researching the environmental and artistic context of the area. I've already made some progress on those fronts, but before I show you those videos, first you're going to get to see videos of my adventure this past weekend where I went to a Romanian music festival. Also, I've uploaded an extended interview with Adriana. The one in this video is only a couple minutes long, and that one's about 7 minutes, and we go a little bit more in depth into the way the past is affecting the present. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and like our Facebook page. The link is in the description. All right, I think it's time for dinner. Ciao, everyone.